Good April 8th, 2024. This is Artie Lang reporting live from the 33rd floor of the brand new $6.69 gorgeous Golden Studio just off of Blake Corum Championship Drive. The University of Michigan star running back and national champion Blake Corum endorses Old Vincenzo and urges you, with peace and love, to become members of Jabroni Killers and to enable bell notifications. Comment down below, super chat to support the channel, and continue spreading the truth that gold and silver bullion, along with blockchain technology, are the way to empower and enrich the masses. Good April 8th, 2024. This is Artie.
Chances go crypto investing. Good 8th day of April 2024 after this spectacular, gorgeous, glowing, spooky eclipse for the last time in the greater Bloomington metropolitan area in central Illinois for 426 years, for a total solar eclipse in the state of Illinois. That'll be the next time there is another one, so I hope you got out and enjoyed it or seen it or viewed it if you had clear, sunny blue skies like we had over here in central Illinois with a high temperature of 73 degrees. Bell notification, comment down below, like the channel, and share to get that truth and integrity this company is built on and you come to expect and deserve as we navigate through the cryptocurrency and blockchain technology sphere along with the gold and silver bullion, right? Because there's a reason we buy gold and silver bullion. The gold and silver bullion over thousands and thousands of years holds its value and purchasing power, education and information that you get here, and some of that truth and education and information that you are help breaking now by commenting down below is the views. Look at this. The overversion and subversion of them manipulating my channel and not letting people see it is over because you're liking it. 20, 30 likes a video, 4, 5, 600 views a video. And when you do that, you get the hockey stick and you break the algorithm. And because of you guys watching this and commenting, 680 views, 677 views, 595 views, 221 views, 2,550 views in 48 hours, all because of the revolution by you, my audience, this beautiful, growing, glorious audience being built one jabroni killer at a time, brick by brick, block by block. And because of you, the overversion, the suppression, and the algorithm that they implemented to keep me quiet and keep this truth that I'm about to tell you quiet, you've broken it, and I need you to keep pounding and smashing that like button and keeping this channel. The truth of the matter is, it's not gold and silver bullion fighting with each other. It's not cryptos and XRP and the Bitcoin and the XLM or copper and silver and gold bullion, and it's one or the other. The truth of the matter is, if the misinformation and the orchestration, sophisticated and facilitated by a criminal element and a criminal gangster lurking in the shadows and executing their plan in quiet but yet in plain sight, have convinced the masses that you have to be on Club Crypto or Team Silver and Gold Bullion, right? When the truth of the matter is what's going to happen and what should happen if the misinformation by the JP Morgans, by the mainstream criminal gangster media and dictatorships and suppressors around the world, is that you could have a gold-backed and silver-backed bullion currency using the blockchain technology, right? And you use the best of the silver and gold bullion for thousands of years, and it always has and it always will, given enough time, right? And the truth is, you could use the blockchain technology that we have now, that we've unleashed with the crypto and the technology, and we could have a country which would start at a local currency, say county-wide or town or city-wide, where they say to pay your taxes, we're going bullion backed, silver and gold bullion backed, right? Gold and silver bullion. And that is the only way you can pay your taxes in this township is with gold and silver bullion. Real money, God's money, hard money. And that the reason they say we could never go back to it, and one of the reasons we went off of it, is because you couldn't lug around heavy silver and gold bullion in your pocket, right? How are you going to lug around 75 pounds of silver bullion? It's heavy. How are you going to break it? Who's going to accept it? But if with the blockchain technology, you could have, say, the state of Michigan say we're a gold and silver bullion backed currency here. And in order to transact in this state, you have to use the gold and silver bullion crypto coin or gold and silver coin, right? And now because of the blockchain, if you want to buy a cup of coffee at 99 cents and you have to use your gold backed bullion, it'll just come off with the coin and then it comes off your account, right? But there has to be the bullion in the vault, just like they used to do. And now you can do it and everybody can transact, but you can keep a regional government in check because they can't just say we're going to build this road because we're going to print that money and pay those workers. Now they have to have the bullion because it's a bullion-backed currency, right? But you could do that with the blockchain and then be able to spend the bullion without having to lug the bullion around because you have the blockchain technology, right? So that's something that they're not telling you, and that's what I think we should be talking about, is how to merge the gold and silver bullion, a gold-backed bullion, right, a country's currency backed by bullion again, and use the blockchain technology to let the citizens in that country that has a silver and gold bullion-backed currency, that they can use that currency via the blockchain, right, and merging with the gold and silver bullion to have gold and silver bullion-backed currencies again, just like the United States used to do. We used to have a world-backed gold standard in the United States. If they wanted to print a dollar, they had to have a dollar in bullion, right? And then they said, now we can't do that no more because I can't hawk around all this bullion. But now with the blockchain, you could do that. And that's the truth. Sorry, I went on a little rant here. Let's get off my rant. That's where I think we should be. It's not silver or gold bullion or crypto, and you can't have both. It is, they both could be as good. The gold and silver bullion are obviously top dog, top G, right? They always will be. But you would have the silver and gold bullion standard again, and you would use the blockchain to make it happen. And that's where I think ultimately this is going to go, whether it's either a CBDC, gold-backed CBDC, or it's just a bullion-backed. But I think they would go a gold-backed CBDC bullion, right? Because the government needs to be in control. But I think that's what we should be doing. But that rant will be for another day. You can see the silver price. And here's what we're going to do. And I think you're starting to get the drift. About 6 o'clock every morning, we have a gold and silver bullion update come across here, right? But that channel, which is the cup and handle, the 40-year cup and handle from 1980. But we're focusing on this video. Watch the video from 2 nights ago, once in a generation silver bull market, $100 silver. That'll explain that cup and handle I was just talking about, right? But this right here is what we got going on, is we had the COVID dump and the big flush here, and then we bounced, and then we had a humongous rise. And this rally here, this big pump, right? This big pump here in bullion, and the silver bullion price was a big flagpole. And this is your flag. And the next point of the breakout is all the way up here, breaching a major, that's the second leg. This near $80 in silver, but this is a huge a bull flag. We had a huge pump after the COVID dump, right? See the COVID dump, then the big pump. The big pump right there is the flagpole, right? Flagpole, right? And then the breakout, which is at the top of the flagpole, which is right here. See that? About right here is the top of the flagpole. See that? And then you would take out a targeted move from the bottom of the flagpole to the top to the point of a breakout. See that? To the point of a breakout. And then you would take out a targeted move from the bottom of the flagpole to the top to the point of a breakout. See that? To the point of a breakout. And that gets you all the way up into this range here that we have. We're going to go ahead and delete that. And that's where I think silver's going. And I thought it would have happened by now, but as we know, the market often does not do things in the time frame that you think it should or will do it, and that's why most people don't make money. And that's another little dirty little trading rule, is you might be right in your trade, but the market outweights you and gives your money into takes your money and gives it to somebody else, right? Because you weren't patient enough, because you thought something would happen and the market had other ideas, right? But I think this flagpole is going to break out to the upside. Could it always break to the downside? Yes, but I don't see any way this breaks significantly to the downside besides a flash crash, because the inflation and the rest of the commodity sector, the copper is at all-time highs. Gold is all-time highs. Wheat corn, soybeans, all of that went to all-time highs. Why silver is stagnated because it's suppressed and manipulated. But I think by the time you hit 2026, I think we're going to have breached or at least re-hit and tested the $50 all-time high set back in 2011 and in the way back machine in 1980 with Ronald Reagan after the inflationary depression, otherwise known as stagflation, when they had to come up with a new word because they didn't understand what was going on. And now we're going to look at the gold bullion chart, and we know gold bullion has broken out. And this is what I think silver's doing too, is the bullion front run silver. As you know, when you're in a commodity bull market, the gold bullion will front run the silver bullion market. And then silver at the midway towards the middle and end of the run, silver will massively outperform the gold market because the gold bullion market front runs it, right? It sees it first. It's where the money moves first. But you can see, remember that cup and handle, watch the video from yesterday or 2 days ago on silver, once in a lifetime, once in a 100-year silver bull market. There's your big massive pump, right? And it's the same thing. But silver's has been going on since 1980. The gold one started after we had our massive breakout to the upside with the financial crises of the 2000s, right? After we had the big pump in the 80s. Then you had your massive pump. You see that? And there starts the cup. Now we're going to zoom in a little bit. And here's how this works. You have the financial crises here. Lehman Brothers going bankrupt, government bailing everybody out, and artificially lowering interest rates and starting up quantitative easing, which was now QE1. And they started the printing presses, and up went the commodities, skyrocketing the price. Silver bullion, gold bullion, mining stocks, euphoria, oil, all of that skyrocketed. But gold skyrocketed. Then the Fed came in and started easing, and everyone thought everything was all right. And we had the massive 50% sell-off, and that would be the cup. And then we had the double top, which is the neckline. And then we had the handle where we had this down and sideways consolidation there. And now if we zoom in there, see what we're talking about? See that? There's your big cup. Now we're going to delete this, get this off of here. There's your big cup right here. This is the top of the big pump. Then there's your cup, the big consolidation, the neckline, right? And then your handle was right here, this big down and sideways consolidation that we were in gold for quite some time. And look at that. Now you've broken out to the upside, right? After 3-4 hits, and this was a 14-year-long cup and handle. And now what we're waiting for is a back test. We've initially had one back test right here that was successful for the first time because the first time rejected, failed it. Finally, this time it back tested it beautifully, and now we've rallied to all-time highs, and now we need to go and do a new plateau and try to make a run at $2,500 or $3,500, because what could end up happening here is a technical target out of this cup and handle is, you take it from the bottom of the move to the neckline where you had resistance 1, resistance 2, breakout, and then a bunch of trading on the handle as it was trying to break out of it. And this would be your technical target all the way up here at the neckline, the point of a breakout. And that's how you'd get all the way up to $3,200 to $3,300 gold bullion price per ounce, right? There is always we're going to make these smaller now that we've traded out of these. Let's get into here a little bit. We don't need these at 4 anymore because we've traded out of it. Get down to 1, but we can make these a brighter color just so we can see it right there. But we did trade out of that. But there is always a risk that we get a harsh rejection or some kind of news comes out and we fall back down. But what I'm thinking is going to happen in the bullion market is towards the end of the year, even with inflation going up, I could see the government lowering interest rates at least a quarter basis point 1 or 2 times. And that would, lowering interest rates would force the price of bullion to skyrocket. Even though gold's at 2,300, gold would go right to 3,000 if they start interest rate lowering this year. So that's what I'm watching out for. I think they are going to start lowering rates at some point. I think they have to. They don't want to, but they have to. And that's the reason why I own companies like the B2 Gold. We have a massive portfolio in the B2 Gold. And we'll see some of the shares we own in the B2 Gold here in our B2 Gold portfolio finder. Where are we at? we can see here's some of our positions we have in this account. First Majestic Silver, we have 300 shares in this account. It's up 28.68%. B2 Gold, we have 200 shares in this account. And Fortuna Silver, 200. And then we have Kinross Gold in this account, 400 shares, and it's up 23%. Fortuna Silver is up 62%, 62.44% on 200 shares. And then we have Pan America Silver. It's up 8% on 73 shares at $16.68 a share. Rivion's the one that's getting down here. It's down $500 or $38 because we bought these shares a while ago on here. Pan America Silver, 8.7%. This is Rivian closer. And then you can see here we have 200 more shares, or slightly more than 200 whole shares of First Majestic Silver, and it's up 63.56% on here, right? And then we have another 500 shares of B2 Gold there. So B2 Gold's down for us a little bit overall. First Majestic Silver on 500 total shares is up nearly 80%, 63% on this one and 28% on the other one. So it's doing phenomenally well. Pan America Silver's up 8%. Rivion's down 38%. Kinross Gold is up 23%. Fortuna Silver is up 62%. And First Majestic Silver is up 28% on here, right? So that's what we're doing in the gold market. And that's why I tried to tell you some of all Kinross Gold, Fortuna Silver were all down 30% at one point, but I kept buying as they were down. And then I brought my average price way down, and now they're up 20, 30, 60%. And I think B2 Gold will test all-time highs unless something unforeseen happens, right? Mining sectors are highly speculative and risky. Here's Kinross Gold. They do pay 1.87% dividend. That's a decent dividend, and it is trying to break out by getting back on the top side of this trading zone. And if we do that, we'll break out to the upside and break out to $22 over the next 3 to 5 years. But that's between now and then. There's a lot of work that has to be done. Kinross, Pan America Silver, I think that's going to be a phenomenal silver company in the once-in-a-generation silver bull run and the silver bullion, right? And I think the silver and the silver bullion, I think with that bull run, there could be something where you get one of these big silver companies, just like Mr. Copper did with the copper bull run, where it goes from $14, $15, $10 and ends up 10xing itself, and it ends up at $80, $90. I think this will be a very good company. We have a triple top up here. We've built the base on a nice steady uptrend over the last 35 years. I think when we blow, and we blow big, it's going to be like Mount St. Helens back in 1980, and we might 2, 3, 4x this over 1 or 2 years. And I'm very bullish on Pan America Silver.